Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and we're going to go over how I personally would go about getting this Mike Trout collection done. Now, doing the collection is going to be a little time consuming and it's going to cost a lot of stubs. There's no way to get this Mike Trout done right this minute without it costing you a couple 100,000 stubs, to be 100% honest. Unless you've already gotten all of the Team Affinities stuff done, that'll shore you up for like 3 or 4 of the collections, and you didn't sell any of your cards while you were going through the levels of bronze, silver, gold, and diamond on the XP reward path. And if you're in prestige, it also helps some too, unless you have some cards that are prestiged already from just playing games and accumulating statistics online. Playing just offline only. However, the only way to have 5 prestige cards is by going all the way through the prestige XP reward path, because then you can get all 5 of the guys that you unlocked in the bronze, silver, gold, and diamond XP reward path to have 5 prestige cards. So you can actually kind of do this no money spent, 100% offline, and never play anybody online. It'll probably still cost some stubs, but you could actually have most of these cards or most of the collections done if you kind of hoarded your cards. I personally didn't do that, and I don't think a lot of people hoard their cards, especially not lower cards like silver, bronzes, and golds. What I need you to do before we get into this collection, though, is hit that subscription button. That way you can continue to grow the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, as well as hit the notification bell so you know when I'm uploading more videos. Also, comment down below to let me know what you guys think about this 2019 MVP Mike Trout being the big Honus Wagner collection. Let me know if you guys have them already. Maybe some of you guys have the card already. Personally, like I said in the video yesterday when we did the true review of Mike Trout, if I was going to do one of the 2 collections, I would still go after Mickey Mantle first, because you get 399 overall cards compared to this Mike Trout. That's just my personal opinion. If you're going to spend hundreds of thousands of stubs to get a 99 overall card out of a collection, I would go after Mickey Mantle, because you also get Gary Sheffield and Craig Biggio that are both 99s, as you can see on the screen next to the Mike Trout collection. But let's get into it, and I'll kind of go over how I'm going to go about getting this Mike Trout. I will let you know, it's about 3 minutes into the video or so, this is going to be something that involves a lot of the Team Affinities, either doing collections or doing the showdowns. I highly recommend doing the showdowns. There's tutorials I have on my channel of all of the showdowns. And if you need any help with a showdown, let me know. Comment down below and I will help you out. There's also tips on how to draft your team. And I've faced all of the pitchers in this showdown. It's actually personally my favorite mode in the game. I know some people just think it's grindy. I think it's pretty cool that you can just go in there and hit. I mean, who doesn't like hitting? That's the fun part of playing baseball. Or slow pitch softball. Or anything with a ball and a bat. Cricket, whatever. Hitting's the fun part. Playing defense is cool. But everyone, let's be honest, hitting's the fun part. That's pretty much what the showdown lets you do. Alright, so we're going to go in here. We're going to go into the Trout collection here. And as you can see, you need 15 of these collections. I believe there's 18 of them total. There's 8 on the screen right now. There's another 8 that's 16. Another 2 is 18. So there's 18 total. So there's 3 collections you don't have to do to still get this Mike Trout. Now, you can't do the Topps Now collection right now at all. So this one's out. You got to pick 15 out of the 17 collections left to do. Personally, if you haven't done Wander Franco yet, you're not going to get the cards to do them. All of the prospect cards to do this Wander Franco is extremely expensive now. You might have to wait a while to do them. If you've already done the Wander Franco, then by all means, you're ahead of the game. That's one of the collections done. Same with this Ken Griffey Jr. Now, there are packs that you can earn in the event right now for the Home Run Derby. There are packs you can earn in the 6-inning program for the Home Run Derby, where you can get some of the cards to unlock this Ken Griffey. But it does take 10 of the Home Run Derby cards to unlock the Ken Griffey Jr., and that might be out of your price range. So that kind of leaves you at 16 collections that you could possibly do, and you have to get 15 of them done. So, the Blake Snell, I highly recommend doing. It only takes 6 cards and some gameplay. Now, it might cost you, if you don't have any of the cards, total like $115K. That's still a lot of stubs, I understand, but this is probably the cheapest out of all the collections if you have to pay straight up in stubs. Now, you can unlock some of these player league cards still in the event right now. I believe this is like 60 or 70 wins, so it's a lot of wins. The event's a giant disaster right now, too. whatever lineup you want on All-Star. Hopefully they put some of these packs to get some of these cards to help some in some of the events. But you do also get a Players League card in the 6-inning program as well. So that's just something to look out for. Make sure you're not duplicating and picking a guy you already have. So as you can see, I've collected this one. This one is 30 of the Face of the Franchise cards. You have to go collect them in the Face of the Franchise. I'll show you where that's at. You have to go collect them in Face of the Franchise here. And it's the first 30. You have to collect them. I also collected Jason Kendall by accident, but whatever. I'm going to collect them all anyway, just because I plan on using some of these cards in videos or whatever else. And honestly, I like a lot of these throwback players. They're some of my favorite players growing up. It seemed like they picked an era of guys that I watched growing up. But this is the Stage 1 Team Affinities. You can collect the Team Collector nameplate here that you see, and that will qualify you for this universal profile nameplate that you have to collect to get Mike Trout. So that's one collection done. This one right here is for the future stars, this universal profile nameplate. So for that, you're going to go to these future stars. You have to collect it. It's 1980's retro plate, as you can see. Now, they do give you 2 future stars if you do the XP reward path. So you really only have to do 28 of the Team Affinities to Stage 2, or you have to collect some of the cards that were in headliners. Now, this Casey Mize, Joe Adell, well, Joe Adell is a BR reward, but this Casey Mize, Brendan McKay, Luis Patino, Dylan Carlson, Sixto Sanchez, Dustin May, Spencer Howard, Carter Kieboom, Nick Madrigal, and Alec Boehm, essentially these guys down, can all be bought in the market. They're all pretty expensive right now, overpriced in my personal opinion. So you're going to have to do the Stage 2 guys. That's my personal opinion. And I think it's actually cheaper long term because you can get some pack luck, and if you get some pack luck, you can earn your stubs back. So what I'm going to do is, because the Team Affinities can account for 2 of these, as in these 2 universal profiles, I broke down the numbers of what I think you should do is if you don't want to play showdowns. I recommend playing the showdowns. If you play the showdowns, you get a lot of stubs, you get a lot of packs, you can earn a lot of stubs, essentially. I mean, looking at the breakdown of the Team Affinities, we'll go over it real quick. We'll just go into the Orioles. So breaking down the Orioles, if you go from the beginning of Stage 1 through all the way through to the end of Stage 3, the rewards that you can earn are as follows. So in Stage 1, which is 0 points to 70 points, which ends right here, you earn 6,000 stubs and 9 Team Affinity packs. So you can get lucky, the 6,000 stubs and 9 Team Affinity packs. If you get lucky in the Team Affinity packs, pull a diamond or 2, you're going to break even. You're going to get a lot of stubs back. As well as you get the first Face of the Franchise card, and you get the Prospects card. The Prospects, I haven't gone over that collection yet. That's another one of the collections is Gold and Silver Prospects. So by just doing Stage 1, you get 2 of the Mike Trout collections done, 6,000 stubs, 9 Team Affinity packs per team. Now there's 30 teams. So 6,000 times 30 is 180,000 stubs that you're going to get by doing this. And you can do this all by showdowns. You can do it by Stage 1 showdowns. I have the tutorials about them at all. If you need help with them, I'll be more than happy to help you guys with them. I personally think, even if you're not very good at the showdown, you could easily do the NL Central, go all the way up to the second showdown boss, skip to the Josh Hader, take a lot of pitches. You could at least knock out the NL Central by showdowns. Everything else is a little bit harder, if I have to be honest with you. But that gives you that, plus the 9 Team Affinities times 30. You're looking at 270 Team Affinity packs just by Stage 1. So once you've done Stage 1, and you go into Stage 2, which is from this point all the way up to where you see this Ryan Mountcastle, you get 3 more Team Affinity packs, 3,000 stubs, and a Balling is a Habit pack. Now, these Stage 2 Team Affinities are pretty easy. They're 100% on veteran, and I think it's something you could knock out. And if you need help, once again, like I said, comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you out with the showdowns. I really want everyone, if they want the Mike Trout, to be able to get the Mike Trout as cheap as possible. For Stage 1, which I think are harder showdowns than Stage 2, you're going to have to do the Stage 2 showdowns, or you're just going to be in a huge stub deficit and have to pay a lot of stubs. But if you wanted to do the Stage 1 and do the collections, which is what everyone kind of has been doing periodically is collections. You go down to missions, you exchange Orioles rivals, right? And let's say you want to do the collections. Well, I broke down some math for you guys to get up to these 50,000 points, which gets you these 10 Team Affinity points. So you have to do it 70 times for stage 1. If you buy 73 overall cards, it'll take you 41 of them to get 50,000 points based on how much they're worth, because they're worth 1,238 points towards the 50,000. So you have to get 41 of them. They average about 105 stubs, which equals out to 4,305 stubs to get 10 Team Affinity points. Times that by 7, you get 30,135 stubs to get all the way up to that 70. You minus off the 6,000 stubs, it puts you at about 24,135. And then you have still 9 Team Affinity packs that you can make up that 24,000. Plus you'll have the Gold Prospects collection knocked out if you do that 30 times. Now that is a lot of stubs. So I really recommend doing the showdowns if you can, or grinding out innings. They did give you some other things like the moments to do where you can get an extra 9 moments or whatever. Now, I understand showdowns can be hard, but I think they're the most advantageous thing. Because think about it. If you go outside of this Ryan Mountcastle and you go to stage 3 and you want to knock out the stage 3, this is where it becomes very profitable if you can do the stage 3 showdowns. Is you get 7,500 stubs, you get 6 Balling as a Habit packs, which is a guaranteed at least 6,000 stubs. Because you get at least 1 gold, and if you quick sell the gold, it's 1,000 stubs. So you're looking at least 13,500 stubs and 5 Team Affinity packs. Plus, you're getting a card that's 97 overall or higher if you can do the showdowns. So pretty much the best and biggest way to get this Trout done is to grind out showdowns. That's what I'm going to do. Like I said, I love playing showdowns. We're going to go back into the collections with Trout, though, and I'm going to go over some of the other collections and what cards I would go about buying to finish those collections if you don't have them already rounded out. So we're back in the Trout collection, and one collection you can 100% do is the Cover Athlete. If you've gotten all the way through into the Prestige XP reward, or you're just somewhere in the Diamonds, I believe you get the 3rd Cover Athlete. Easy. I'll show you what that Cover Athlete collection is real quick. It's super easy. You should have all 3 of these. So that's another collection done. It's these 3 cards. You get them in the XP reward path. Don't quick sell them. If you quick sell them, you're host. And then the prospects, what I mentioned, you'll have these done with the Stage 1 Team Affinity by doing showdowns or doing collections. Right now, 73 overall cards are the best bang for your buck if you're doing collections. I'll have them all broken down in the description of which overalls are the best, and I'll try to update it weekly if people would like me to update it. Comment down below if you'd like me to keep it updated about what's the best per card value. Even though it takes 41 of them to get that 50,000, it's cheaper than doing like a 78 or 77 overall by almost 1,000 stubs, 1,500 stubs, or something like that. So I'll break it down all the way from 72 overall up into 79 overall. I'm not going to do golds. Golds are never the most advantageous. Golds and diamonds are not the most advantageous to do collections with. It's always going to be bronze or silver cards to throw in the collection. Yeah, you got to collect a lot of them, but this year there's no limit on how many buy orders you can put in, so just slap up a buy order. Like I said, the average for the 73 overall is 105. Find a card in whatever team you're trying to collect and just slap up like as many 105s or 110s you can. Eventually you'll buy a bunch and you just all slap them in your collection. That's definitely the most cost-effective way to do it. So prospects is complete. Also, breakouts is another one that's pretty easy to complete. This is a lot of XP reward pass, as well as if you've ever made it up into like spring training, as well as you ever made it up into like regular season, whatever it is at like 500 rating in ranked seasons, you get like one of those free cards. It had the 6 pre-order cards, and if you've done the Mickey Mantle collection, you'll have a Vladimir Guerrero. If you want to get another breakout guy, you can do the evolution for Pudge Rodriguez, which I didn't do yet. And the Eddie Matthews is also a breakout card. Mike Schmidt is a card that was part of the Mickey Mantle collection. The Eric Gagne was an early headliner that I picked up. Blake Trennan's a guy they give you. So it's a lot of guys I have in here that were free cards. The Posada, Lee Smith, Bob Gibson, Matt Williams. These cards are all guys that were free that you got through the XP reward path, doing inning programs or whatever else. I would assume that you guys have enough breakout cards. If you do not, for whatever reason, take a guy like this Kingman, view him in the market, pick up this Kingman for 1,200 stubs. I mean, it's a little bit pricey for a silver. If you want to wait a little bit, it'll probably drop down to like 800 or 900 stubs. But if you can afford the extra 300 stubs right now just to get this collection knocked out of the way so you don't have to worry about it, pick him up, put in a buy or sell now order. Also, if you're not really a market guru, this is a card that you can easily flip all day long. I'm not a guy that's been playing the market much this year, but I've done it in the past. I know there's some guys that hype themselves as like market gurus and these super good guys. Look, right here, this card, and I'll show you how easy it is to flip the market. This is a little tutorial right here without even having a tutorial, right? So this card, you can put in a buy order for 1,146, right? So if you put in the buy order for 1146, you can see that the seller is going to get 1,331 stubs, right? So if you put it in you put in the order, you have to pay 1,146 stubs for this card, right? We're going to go back. Now let's say that I wanted to buy it at... Now we're not going to actually put in the buy order, but this is the easiest way to do a calculator, right? If I put it at 1944, which is one lower than what the buy price is right now, one lower, that's it. So that's if you bought this at 1,146 and then you sold it at 1944. You put it one under what the lowest buy is, right? You're going to come out with 1,750 stubs. You just paid 1,146. So you're looking at about 600 stubs on just flipping that card right there. Now these cards are not the fastest moving cards, but there's a huge profit margin here. Like if you put in 10 orders to buy all these Dave Kingmans or whatever and then resold them at even 1,900, let's say the market went down, some of you want to buy them at 1,900. You want to buy them at 1,900, 1,710. You're still making about 570 stubs per card. Times that by 10, you're making 5,700 stubs. You could probably make that in an hour on just this card alone. That's how flipping the market works. It has nothing to do with being a supermarket guru or investing in this card or that card. It's as simple as that. Finding a card with a good spread and flipping it. By flipping it, I mean you're buying it at a low sell, you're selling it at a high buy. Right there, Market 101. I hope that helps some people out that have had questions about the market. I know that's not really what this video is about, but it's just something I wanted to mention because this Dave Kingman does have a good spread, so it's a very easy card to explain it on. Now back to the Mike Trout collection. Just buy the Dave Kingman. He's a breakout card. He's not that expensive. Even some of these golds aren't that bad. Like, 3,800 subs is a little bit expensive for a gold, but what are you going to do? Some of these cards, this is a good one too, 1,200 stubs. But you want to buy all the silvers in these breakouts and these veterans and these postseason. As you can see, like I don't have the veterans done, but I put in buy orders for all of the silvers and bronzes. Just do it. They're a little pricey right now. But I'm honestly not sure how the market's going to favor them one way or another because some of these cards are cards you had to get in the XP Reward Pass, so they are limited to an extent. And I don't know how many people have sold them, how many people have just quick sold them, like as silly as that sounds. So if you're trying to do them, just put in buy orders for them. I actually think I have a lot more. Yeah, I have 18 of this now. And then something like this, right? Is maybe you didn't do all the player programs. Like I haven't done the Lefty Grove yet. He's a player program that came out for the last inning. I just haven't had time to do it. Had to pitch like 3 9-inning games. Ridiculous by SDS, but that's neither here nor there. So you do this. That's a player program. That's for free. You just do the player program and you get another card for this. As well as there's another guy in here. I think that's a player program. Oh, not in this one. But there's a few of them that are player programs. This Lefty Grove is a player program. There's a couple of these rookies that are player programs that I believe you can get done. Or this is the Willie Mays for the big conquest map, so I got to knock that out. It's unfortunate, but the Honus Wagner, this Andre Dawson, both player programs that I haven't done yet. So it's just something to think about. Knock out those 2 player programs. Boom, I have the rookies done. Plus, all this stuff right here was just stuff you've collected by doing the XP reward path. Or this was like the 1-3 games in the event card that I sold because someone bought it for like 2,500 stubs when the card first came out. Because I played the event like right when it came out. I could probably buy him back for around the price that no, I can't. Alright, anyway, he was an event card. I'm sure people quick sold him or whatever, got rid of him and have locked him in since. But Some of these cards, like this Eric Davis, not too bad. Actually, no, because I can just do the Honus Wagner to say stubs. But look at this. This Eric Davis, nice and cheap. You don't have to pay a lot of stubs to get him. Just something like that can easily make this done. And then the Signature Series, this is where you're going to have a sticky situation. Signature Series cards are a little bit expensive, but I'll have this done because I just had to do the Jackie Robinson. So knock out that Jackie Robinson player program, and then I'm going to get Greg Maddux. I hope you guys have watched my 6-inning review where I said I'm probably going to pick Greg Maddux. I'm 100% going to pick Greg Maddux now and lock him in. I mean, it's a guy that's worth it. Or if you pick Jimmy Rollins, right there's 2 Signature Series guys. So you should have enough Signature Series cards. Make sure you do this free Edwin Encarnacion. But some of these are just too expensive. Like, I wouldn't pick up Tom Glavine for, what's he, 215,000 stubs? Like, or this John Franco's in the 35. Like, why? Don't pay 40,000 stubs for John Franco. You're never going to use them. If you're going to spend the stubs and you have extra stubs laying around, pay for what this Chapman is. Even if you overpay 30,000 for Chapman, at least you'll use them. Not that people have 155,000 stubs laying around. I'm just stating an opinion. So we'll do a quick recap here. This video is kind of a little bit all over the place, I know, but I hope it helped you guys out. I showed a little bit about the market. I kind of showed what I'm going to do for Mike Trout and how I think that the showdowns are the most important thing to get this Mike Trout. Like, hands down, I don't even think it's close, to be honest with you. And then I would go after all of the collections that don't have a face of a player on it right now, because that's 3 of them, but you can't do the Topps Now without that. So you're going to have to do a Blake Snell until the Topps Now comes out. But I do think the Topps Now is going to be a free-to-play. So, and they'll be coming out with more Topps Now cards. They've given you 2 already. I believe they've come out with some more, or they're coming out with some more tomorrow. You should have already had the Amir Garrett, which is a free one. They gave you 2 other free ones. So that actually gives you 3 of the 15 cards that you'll need. So this might be something to wait for if you're like 1 collection short. Don't jump in there and waste all your money on Home Run Ken Griffey or whatever else. Just be patient. If you don't have a bunch of stubs, honestly, the Mike Trout doesn't need to be had right this minute. Don't have that, like, I need to have them. I'm going to open up my wallet, or I'm going to spend all my stubs on them. Just be a little bit patient. There's a lot of other good outfielders. And while you're doing the Team Affinities, you might find some guys that you love in the outfield, or guys that you love in certain positions. You'll unlock so many faces of the franchise, so many future stars in those legend face of franchise cards. Some of them guys can be starters in your lineup. Find guys that you enjoy swing-wise. This Mike Trout is an excellent card, as I've already explained, but he's not the end-all, be-all. Just because you don't have Mike Trout right now, don't be impatient. Don't rush it. Just grind to get the Mike Trout. Play the showdowns. And honestly, playing the showdowns, it doesn't help you too much with online hitting, but playing the showdown will make you a better hitter in this sense. Is being patient is super important online. Guys like me that are good pitchers don't throw strikes. I'll throw you a strike maybe 1 out of 3 pitches. I'm trying to make you swing at bad pitches. I don't let up a lot of runs when I pitch because I make people swing at bad pitches. I throw stuff in the corners. I'm okay walking a guy, because if a guy hits a 2-run home run on me, I can probably go in and hit. I would hope that I can score 4 or 5 runs in a game to win. So if I give up a home run or 2, it's not too big of a deal to me. So I'm always trying to make you chase. I'm trying to make you hit pitches that I want you to hit, because I don't think you can hit them. And it'll make you very patient showdowns. That's the biggest thing that I think a showdown does that people don't want to talk about, is they force you to be a patient hitter, and patience is super important in this game. Go watch any of the top guys, a Pitching Rebel, or your friend Kyle. Anybody like that is super patient at the plate. They're swinging at pitches they want to hit. They're not swinging at pitches they don't want to hit. They'll let pitches go that are low in the zone for a strike unless it's strike 3. Or pitches that are inside, like a sinker on their hands or a cutter away that they can't drive. They wait for the pitch that's a mistake and they hit it, just like a real baseball player. And I think the showdown teaches you to do that, and it's a good habit to have. Even though the pitching isn't as fast, you can always learn to react better for the pitch speeds later on. And like I said, I have the tutorials for the showdowns if you need them. I hope this video helps you guys some. If it did, let me know down below. If it didn't, well, I apologize. Let me know what I could do to make it better. Or if you just want to have a discussion about it and be like, hey, like, you didn't really go over this. You think you can go over this a little bit more? I'll have a discussion with you down below. I hope this video helps you guys out, though. I really do. And good luck on getting this 99 overall Mike Trout. You guys have a great day and be safe.